share, and subscribe. Let's get down to it. So the Indiana Fever won their first game without Caitlin Clark, which is baffling to me because why didn't they win against Connecticut Sun, who were 0-5 at the time? My guess is Stephanie White was not doing a good job in her coaching, not putting her players in the right rotations, you know, relying on Kelsey Mitchell to do the point guard. And, what I'm saying, it's just, wasn't working on the chemistry of the team. You know what I'm saying? The system, that she brought to the team, seems kind of new, and the Fever seems to be lost on Stephanie White's coaching. Now, from what I'm looking at, it looks like they haven't changed a bit yet. To be honest, like they still following Chrissy Side's coaching, and because they don't know what to do with Stephanie White. So all this little, Kelsey back at point guard and all that, Sides was the coach at that time, and everything seems to be thrown off. Because, like I said, Kelsey likes to play with the ball. She she barely plays well without the ball. And, again, Indiana Fever is not that good on defense. And they don't have a good bench. But despite all that, they still could have beat the Connecticut Sun. No excuses. If you brought pieces to help Clark get to a championship, y'all supposed to be a championship team. People have been bragging about y'all going to the championship because all the pieces they brought around Caitlin. They could have won without Caitlin, and that was an 0-5 Sun. Now I let it slide with the Mystics, even though the Mystics has 2 rookies on their team, which is bad. Now the Sun. So I'm like, are we sure this is a championship team? This is why the one of Bonner made the comment, that she made when she was being interviewed. You know what I'm saying? She said, hey, we don't know what kind of team we are. We have to play through the whole season first. And now, the one of Bonner was catching heat for that. She just said it like how it is. She was speaking the truth. Or we're not going to be called a championship team yet, until we see what the season plays out for us. Yeah. So anyway, they played the Mystics again. They got their revenge. They signed a new point guard by the name of Aari Mcdonald. Now, on my last video, I said Destiny Henderson. That was a mistake. I meant to say Aari Mcdonald, but I didn't hear much about her at the time because I'm just, getting back in the WNBA. So I'm a rookie that makes mistakes too. A returning rookie. So I'm just trying to work my way back up to it. But yes, it was Aari Mcdonald that the Fever signed to the Fever. And let me tell you something. The way Aari Mcdonald played, if I had known she would play this good, if I had known she facilitates this well as a point guard, I would beg Jeff Paglioccia, Jeff P, to sign her. She could have been Courtney Vandersloot's backup. You know what I'm saying? And Haley Van Lith would have had played the 2 guard and the point guard if needed at times. That would have helped the guard play for the Chicago Sky. But no, Jeff P wouldn't be like, oh, we good with the pieces that we have. I signed some good players. I'm not confident they're going to do something. That's not the case. Yes, Chicago Sky was 0-4 and, won back-to-back 2 games, and they started to pick it up. But, it was against the same team they played, and Dallas is no better. Their coach, Dallas Wings head coach, I'm going to talk to him probably on a short video on another day. But yeah. Anyway, back to Indiana Fever. They play a lot better, but the Warner Bunner still concerns me. Taking unnecessary shots, which is 3-point shots when she could have took them mid-range. And now, have the team kind of out of place doing that. Aaliyah Boston, very disappointing. On 10 points, only 1 rebound, 4 assists. That was alone was most likely why the Fever was coming back on them. Aaliyah was not putting in effort to grabbing those boards. You got to keep the ball in position to, set up a new play for your team to find a way to score. And Aaliyah just couldn't get that. But luckily, at Kelsey Mitchell, she was looking all lost without the ball, taking unnecessary shots, just kind of jacking up shots at the wrong time. And Thankfully, Aari Mcdonald came in for the help. She was dishing the ball out. She made them want to run her, and Natasha Howard looked real good out there. She set them up in good situations to score. Um, Even Boston got a few in from her, but Boston is out there, saying that she would rather play with Caitlin Clark. So I'm gonna need her to wake up and step it up a notch. Yeah, the Fever did a lot better. Still got some tools that need to be worked on. Bonner needs to, you know, shoot the midi more often, and shoot the three when it's necessary. The defense, they gotta do something about that defense. They gotta work on their defense. They do not need Clark to win these games. They could have been 3-1 without Clark, but it's like they are being told to throw these games the way how they lost the first two. They could have been 3-1. I'd expect them to be 4-2. They're supposed to be 5-1, but it looks like they're gonna be. They could the way how they playing and they are concerning me. Looks like they're gonna be 3-3 without Clark. That's what kind of vibes they're giving me. But I really see this team winning without their star player. And Aari Mcdonald is a point guard that plays the way how a point guard actually plays. She facilitates the ball. She gives the ball to her teammates in a way that they need to get it for the score. She put them in position to set up a play to pass the ball where the other teammate can find a big. She passes to her bigs at the right time for them to score. Aari is a good floor general. She facilitates very well with her teammates. Something that I haven't seen Caitlin Clark done. Now, Caitlin Clark, does she gives the ball off to her teammates? Yes. Does she get her assists? Yeah. But Caitlin Clark is not really a good facilitator as Aari is. You know what I'm saying? And they may have to see what they see in the future. Like if Kelsey Mitchell is gone for good from the Fever, then Caitlin should be moved to the 2 guard, and Aari should be their new point guard. Because you need a floor general who can facilitate. And I like Aari as the point guard. So we're gonna see how they do against the Sky. You know what I'm saying? I still think Fever has a chance to beat the Sky because Sky don't have the talent like they do. Now they added Aari to the roster. They might have another chance to beat the Sky again. I'm hoping not. I'm hoping I'm wrong, but we're gonna see this coming Saturday. So that is all what I have to say. This is JG, always on topics. I want to give Aari Mcdonald, the new point guard for the Fever, a lot of credit for giving this team their first win. And all I can say is peace out and thanks for watching.